Katy Perry, I just want to congratulate you on being the first astronaut to sing in space for real.
Up there. Glenn, I got you a core. We got you, Glenn. You like you all over the moon. You got it.
Thanks, Jeff. It was one small step for women, one giant leap for my Lifetime's tour. By the way, it's Captain Perry now.
What was supposed to be a glamorous leap into history has exploded into a full-blown internet disaster. Katy Perry, pop princess turned space pioneer, just got roasted harder than any celeb this year, and the flames are still rising.
We just had 2 astronauts, real astronauts, not these fantastic cosmonauts. We had freaking 2 people stranded for 9 months.
Her 10-minute luxury rocket ride with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin wasn't just mocked, it was obliterated. Fans called it fake. Critics called it cringe. And now, South Park is circling in like a vulture with jet fuel. Insiders say Katy's already shaken, talking to her therapist about the fallout, while studio execs are panicking over what South Park has planned. And it's not just her. Gail King, P. Diddy, and even Bezos himself are about to get dragged into orbit. So how did a space mission meant to inspire women in STEM turn into a cosmic PR catastrophe? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is insane.
How you feel out here with our audience, so it's been really, really incredible. So yeah.
Why would you want to do that? So they could go into space and be stranded for 9 months like Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore? Remember that? Guys, think about this.
I love to tell you, this is the moon. Look. I think so.
It was framed as a historic moment. Katy Perry in a sleek jumpsuit, stepping into a rocket like she was the new face of modern space travel. Blue Origin sold it as one small step for women, one giant leap for representation. Oprah's crew was on board. Media rolled out headlines faster than liftoff. It looked like a PR masterstroke, but then it hit the internet. Within hours, social media exploded. Not with admiration, but with memes. Non-stop jokes about how the mission was shorter than an Uber ride. Viral tweets showed push notifications reading, Katy Perry launches into space, followed 5 minutes later by, Katy Perry has landed safely. One TikTok stitched a clip of Katy kissing the ground like she'd survived re-entry from Mars, when really she'd barely scratched the stratosphere.
Biden wasn't going to get because Elon wanted to help. They left their asses up there to die. This is getting way more news than that.
With the Katy Perry and Blue Origin space flight that they took on April 14th still getting mocked to this day, we all know that.
The backlash wasn't just brutal, it was surgical. People pointed out that real astronauts, the kind who risk their lives and get stranded in orbit, barely get this kind of coverage. Meanwhile, Katy's zero-gravity photo op was getting the red carpet treatment. And the worst part? Some fans think the whole trip was just a stunt for a new music video. In one now viral clip, Katy is heard whispering cues about the moon during the flight, turning what was supposed to be an inspirational moment into a parody of itself. But this wasn't even the beginning of her cosmic crash. Back on Earth, Katy tried to stay graceful. She tweeted about love, about staying strong, even thanked her fans for the support. But the damage was already done. TikTok comedians were reenacting her rocket ride using hot dogs and hairdryers. Reddit threads compared her to a space tourist with a selfie stick. And on Instagram, one edit had her rocket launching from the middle of a shopping mall. But then, things got weird. At her next concert, Katy walked on stage like she was still floating in zero gravity.
Oh manches, corre bien fuerte.
Slow, stuttering movements, glassy-eyed, almost robotic. Fans posted clips with captions like, "Houston, we have a meltdown." Others joked she hadn't readjusted to gravity. The video racked up millions of views overnight. Even her peers started to distance themselves. A-list influencers quietly unfollowed her. One late-night host called the mission the most expensive Instagram post in history. And behind the scenes, according to sources close to the event, Katy was embarrassed, overwhelmed, and absolutely blindsided by the backlash. She'd hoped to inspire a generation of girls. Instead, she inspired 1,000 punchlines. But the fallout didn't stop with social media, because South Park was already working on its next kill shot. When South Park gets involved, you know things are about to get ugly. Insiders leaked that Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the kings of animated carnage, have fast-tracked an episode for their 27th season. And it's all about Katy's space mission. In the script, Katy floating in zero gravity, with her face literally melting off from weightlessness, Gail King orbiting with a selfie stick, and P. Diddy partying in space with a bottle of champagne and no shirt. Yes, you heard that right. Leaks suggest the episode will feature all 3 celebs on a luxury rocket, crashing into each other while Bezos watches from a control room shaped like a nipple. According to studio insiders, the rocket's design is being roasted as Jeff's phallic fantasy, with full animation mock-ups making it look like a flying body part. But South Park isn't stopping at the visuals. They're going for the jugular. The episode allegedly mocks Blue Origin for pushing a fake STEM narrative while ignoring real astronauts who've been stranded in space. One scene shows Biden refusing to save actual scientists because he's too busy giving Katy a medal.
That will not only mock and poke fun at both Katy Perry and Blue Origin, but that the episode that's in the works right now that will feature Katy Perry.
The whole thing is designed to explode, online, in theaters, and maybe even in Katy's DMS. But here's where it gets even crazier. This episode isn't just a joke. It's part of South Park's new deal with Paramount. That means it could be promoted like a movie, meaning Katy Perry, Gail King, and P. Diddy might get roasted in theaters, in IMAX, for $15 a ticket, and the internet, it's loving every second of it. Behind the scenes, things are getting tense. A source close to Katy's team says she's been spiraling. Therapy sessions, canceled meetings, whispered regrets. Not because the flight was dangerous, but because of how ridiculous she now looks. What was meant to be a feminist milestone turned into meme fuel. She's reportedly furious at Blue Origin for overselling the mission. One insider said she thought this would be her moon landing moment. Instead, it's the new Fire Festival. Ouch! Even her management team is worried. Brand deals are hesitating. A high-profile partnership with a major beauty brand is suddenly on hold. Why? Too much discretion risk. Katy's face isn't just on billboards anymore. It's being turned into cartoons melting in space. Meanwhile, podcasters are digging even deeper. One clip resurfaced of Katy prepping for the mission, where she jokingly said, "Call me Captain Perry now." That line, now used as the title of a parody rap on YouTube, and fans are noticing the cracks. In comments across TikTok and Instagram, the tone has shifted from support to secondhand embarrassment. "She's trying so hard to be taken seriously," one post read, "but this just ain't it." But it's not just public opinion that's shifted. Internally, Blue Origin is in damage control mode, and they may not be done with Katy yet, because someone else just re-entered the picture, and his name is Jeff Bezos. Remember when South Park painted Jeff Bezos as a telepathic alien overlord? Yeah, well, they're bringing him back, and this time, it's way weirder. In the upcoming episode, Bezos is shown testing luxury skincare products on celebrities in space, mocking influencer culture for invading scientific frontiers. One leaked storyboard shows him applying facial cream to a floating Katy Perry while laughing maniacally. In another, he's designing the next rocket in the shape of a breast, with Katy as the test pilot. And it's not entirely fiction. In real life, Blue Origin's rocket design is already a joke online. Megyn Kelly called it a flying nipple. Others say it looks like something out of an adult cartoon. And with this being Katy's launch vehicle, the symbolism practically writes itself. But Bezos isn't backing down. In fact, some believe this was all part of the plan. Insiders suggest Blue Origin wanted the PR, even if it was messy. One marketing executive said, "Negative attention is still attention, and Katy Perry trending is better than no one watching at all." If true, that means Katy was the perfect pawn, a global name, eager to rebrand, and willing to strap into a spaceship for clout. Now she's stuck in a storm she can't control, and the worst may still be ahead, because South Park isn't just roasting her, they're writing her into a storyline with P. Diddy, plastic surgery, and zero-gravity breakups. And trust me, it's going to be brutal. What happens when a carefully crafted PR stunt becomes the year's biggest punchline? You get this. Katy Perry's 10-minute space ride has officially spiraled into something no one predicted: career turbulence, internet humiliation, and animated infamy. The same mission that was supposed to launch her as a STEM role model is now mocked in every comment section on Earth. Even worse, this isn't her first awkward moment in the spotlight. In recent years, Katy's concerts have gone viral for the wrong reasons, from robotic movements to confused rants on stage. Some fans are starting to ask, is this a breakdown or just bad branding? And then there's the industry whispering, quiet blacklists, canceled pitches, PR agents privately calling it the space face debacle. Meanwhile, South Park is revving up the chaos. Episode 4 of Season 27 is rumored to air this July, and if the leaks are true, it might be their most savage roast since Disney's Panderverse episode. The internet will feast, late-night hosts will joke, TikTokers will reenact it in their bathrooms, and Katy, she may never fully escape the shadow of that 10-minute flight. What began as a mission for empowerment has become a meme that won't die. And as South Park prepares to immortalize the cringe in cartoon form, it's clear this saga isn't over, not even close. So here we are, 10 minutes in space and a lifetime of headlines. Katy Perry's rocket ride was supposed to be inspiring. Instead, it may go down as the strangest PR meltdown of the decade. From memes to music video conspiracies, from Gail King's awkward quotes to Jeff Bezos' nipple rocket fantasies, this story has everything. And now that South Park is about to detonate the whole thing in a full-blown animated takedown, yeah, this might be Katy's weirdest era yet. But here's the real question. Can she recover? Will she lean into the chaos, laugh along, and come out stronger? Or is this the beginning of her pop star lost in orbit chapter? Let us know in the comments. Was this all a cosmic mistake or the ultimate Hollywood hustle? We're watching every reaction, and trust us, this is one saga we'll be following closely. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay grounded.